Yeah. Welcome to episode 34 of Awakening to Ascension. I am your host, Alex Nelson, here with Marlene and Jeneé. Today, we will be diving deep into the heart, throat, and third eye chakras. So, for me, I have been so out of touch with these three. Well, I think maybe my third eye was a little bit more open, but like my throat chakra, my entire life, well, since age 7, has been closed. How do I know this? Because I have a stutter. And I've had it my entire life. And it's when you have a stutter, it's based off of like the anxiety you have in the moment. So a lot of times it doesn't happen, but like when I get into a tense situation, I get stuck on words, right? And the word I get stuck on the most is the word stutter. It's a nightmare. And then my heart, I've always felt like my heart has just been super closed off. Just I haven't been able to feel my heart space. Like I didn't even really notice it. Like I hardly even feel my heart beating. It's just that I've had a lack of awareness. But as I have been awakening and getting more and more in tune with myself, I can start like breathing into my heart space and I can start feeling it vibrate. And I mean, it's kind of like a buzzing feeling, right? And then, like a year before my awakening, my third eye, it's it's got its own sensation. Like it feels like someone's pressing on it. Like when I meditate or when I'm in like high vibrational moments, it literally feels like someone's like pressing on it. So it's like a real thing, and it kind of pulses sometimes. I think if I were to attach a color to it, it would be like a bluish, kind of like maybe indigo. I think maybe that's why the chakra is colored that color. Is it indigo? Yeah, I think it's indigo. Um, anyway, Marlene, what do you have to say?
Thanks, Alex. That was a great introduction. For me, all right, let's look at the different chakras, their colors, and the petals. That's a lovely start. So the heart chakra is green and it's called anahata, and it has 12 petals in the lotus. And those 12 petals actually represent heart qualities, including love, joy, and 10 others, which I'm not going to go into. But the heart chakra is actually the center of your energetic system. And it is also the bridge between the upper and the lowers, so that your heart is actually more important than your mind. That is the brain of your being. And it is the heart portal, which is all about compassion and detachment. So, if we can learn to then feel into those qualities, and it gives us a sense of neutrality as well as an integration of our whole bodies. Because if we get absorbed into the mind, we then go spinning off in all kinds of directions, but your heart energy is your heart centered energy. If we look at the throat chakra, exactly as you said, it's an electric blue color and it has only 16 petals. Those 16 petals, um, they speak about with the vowel sounds of the Sanskrit language. And if we then look at that, it's all about light, the spirit language. And that's why they have 16 petals. And the more these petals open, the more you become attuned, exactly as you were explaining about your third eye actually pulsing. So the more the energy is allowed through your system of actually pulsing there, you're going to be more attuned and feel the different senses of each of these chakras. So it also works that the heart chakra belongs to the Pleiadians. Okay, they work through the heart chakra. If we look at the throat chakra, that's about the Andromedans, and they have the blue light, and that is all about the communication. And as you rightly said, the more you speak your truth and you open your throat chakra, the easier it is to become more steadfast in the way that you actually communicate. Then we have the third eye chakra. This is very beautiful because there is only two petals. And those two petals then merge into one because you have Ida and Pingala. And those are your masculine and your feminine, which then merge together into the one. When you have the two, it is you living in duality, and you see more of the right and wrong, can and can't, have and have not. Whereas when you live more from your third eye, it becomes all about the unity. It becomes seeing that everything and everyone around us is actually all one. So that's just an introduction to the three, really. Jeneé.
Ah, Marlene. The wisdom, wise woman she is, a wild woman indeed.
Okay. I think there's a slight glitch there.
Yeah, it looks like she might have been frozen for a little bit. So, well, I have a question for you. So,
Yeah.
when I'm feeling that pulsing with my third eye, like
Yes.
what is actually happening? Because like I've heard a few different things, and one actually sun gazing I noticed last summer, it like makes it happen more, like way more frequently, way like it's more intense, more frequently. And like when I'm staring directly at the sun, I know it sounds a little bit weird, but if you do it at sunset and sunrise, it's beautiful.
It's
So you-
exactly right. Yes. Sun gazing, both, if you do it like 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening, it certainly does open your pineal gland, your third eye. Because remembering, what happens is life on earth has calcified our pineal glands. And so it is what we need to do is to uncalcify it as much as possible. And you would ask, how do I do that? Well, sun gazing is one of those very, very important things. So super cool. I knew that you do it and that you actually feel the pulsing and the opening up. So really, if you think about the same as the chakra in your hand, if you then start to work with the energy in your hand, you can start to feel your chakras opening. And it's exactly the same with your third eye. So it's a very amazing experience for you to breathe into it and to, because what the principle is for you to actually almost close your real eyes, which you see the 3D world in, and learn to open your third eye and see through that rather than your two eyes. So close these eyes energetically and then start to focus here on your third eye. Now, the other things that you can do to uncalcify your pineal gland is, for example, to become aware of what kind of toothpaste you are using, because there's a lot of chemicals and calcification that actually happens through your toothpaste. The foods that you eat also have a lot to do with your pineal. So if you have more processed foods, sugary foods, things like that, again, all of the things in this 3D world that we are almost fed as treats and good things to eat. Well, when those things come up for us, we must be very cautious. Rather stay away from those kinds of things and eat more fresh fruit and vegetables. And remember to wash that, because the sprays that actually get put onto those things also have certain effects on our body and our third eye, and also, of course, your lymphatic system. So your third eye is also part of your lymphatic system. So when your body gets blocked up, those chakras are not going to be opening up and spinning. It's the same as if you don't service your car. If you don't service your car, it's going to get sluggish and it's going to get tired, and eventually it's going to break down. That's exactly the same as your chakric system. And the parts that we're looking at is the top half. And this is the most important part of actually opening up into the spirit world and becoming more connected with your guides and Mother, Father, God.
Yeah, so I've heard about the fluoride or the toothpaste thing. It's the fluoride in the toothpaste, right, that does that. And they, well, at least here in America, I don't know if they do this in South Africa, but they put fluoride in our water, right? So they put fluoride in the water supply, and then yeah, the processed foods, the I'm sure I mean I imagine plastics, like the microplastics might have something to do with that too. So it's really difficult for us to get away from all of these things that calcify our pineal gland, which is also known as our intuition center. So it makes you think either these things were an accident that caused us to calcify our pineal gland, or there was some agenda, like who would benefit from us not being able to listen to our intuition. Yes, Marlene.
Well, it's done like that so that they dumb us down all the time. Because if you can't think for yourself, then you don't question. You don't look into the bigger picture of life and why you are here. It's actually, when one sits and thinks about how the whole system has been set up and contrived from the get-go, it's actually insane what we as humanity are being subjected to. And it is only through our own education and our own action that we can change things for ourselves and for all of those that we love and everybody else in the world. And please don't forget to concentrate on the water that you drink. Um, because we are like 85% water in our bodies, that also holds the vibration. So if you are drinking impure water or water that has a lot of calcium in it as well, that is also not going to help with your third eye. It is going to further calcify. So drink some distilled water, drink purified water, and always bless your water, bless your food, bless everything that you use, and really become more questioning about what you put into your body and what you are thinking and what you are hearing. Because remember, your ear, nose, and throat system is all in your upper region of your head. So this also contributes to what we are hearing, speaking, thinking, feeling, putting out into the world, and also absorbing. We are such incredibly intricate computers that it's just, sometimes it blows my mind when I sit and I think about how incredible our whole system is wired, and we don't have to ask it or tell it to do anything. Things just happen. So we really have to be conscious about how we live and learn on an everyday basis.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and kind of going back, I mean, I'm blown away as well, like how intricate our bodies are and how easy it is for us to take it for granted. I mean, we've got the most, I mean, our eyes alone, like we can process light and we have depth perception, we can differentiate shapes. I mean, that is wild, and we're organic creatures. Like it's just so mind-blowing.
Exactly. So the other thing that I want to bring to your attention is, remember we were talking about the heart being the portal and that being the compassionate and detachment center. If we think about the third eye, that is the command center. So everything that happens actually comes from your third eye center, being your command center. And that is, it's like the director of the energy in your body. So if you kind of like reframe your systems in your body, you will become more grateful for them, and you will become more selective as to what you're letting in and what you're actually keeping out. Oh, hang on. You're on
Yeah, I'd
mute.
like to hear what Jeneé has to say. She's kind of bouncing around over there. Are you able to? She's having a rough time.
Wow. Okay, so I've missed most of this discussion just because I'm having some technical difficulties. But, you know, last week I experienced something on a personal basis with regards to an attack, which I explained in an episode where you are the light and the dark can come through and attack you. And what had happened is it had drained my energy completely. And I am experiencing something very similar again. So I do apologize, but at least I can come in at the end and share just a little bit on my side. But I'd like to just explain with regards to the heart, the throat, and the third eye being this trilogy of connection. So, like Marlene said right in the beginning, which is what I could catch, is it's the upper half of our central system. And basically, if it's out of alignment, which Alex also explained, you think of it as though it's a radio station and a movie that you're watching, in essence. So if it's disconnected, it's the heart that's playing the movie, and the throat is the sound, but the sound is coming from another room, and the third eye is the frequency, and the frequency is outside. So if you're out of alignment with these three chakras, you'll find that you are unable to live from a space of complete and utter clarity and authenticity. So if you are closed in any one of these areas, you'll actually experience blockages. You will experience delays. And what you are then going to undergo is not stepping into your truth, because you're unable to speak your truth, you're unable to live your truth, and you're unable to see your truth. So essentially what you need to do is you need to practice, as we've discussed in many episodes, it's training. You need to truly train yourself with the chakras. And Marlene gave such a beautiful explanation about the petals and just the deeper meaning of each one, and the colors that are represented, and the meaning behind each one. And there's such simple ways that you can connect. So I'll give you three. To connect to your heart space, all you do is place your hands on your heart, you close your eyes, you breathe in deeply, and you feel the glow and the energy emitting from your heart center. And what that will do is it will switch you on. And when you are in situations that you are uncertain which way to go, you place your hands on your heart, and your heart will lead you. Like Marlene said, there's separation between the brain and the heart. And a way that you can activate and open your throat chakra is by humming, because the vibration and the frequency that the hum holds will allow your throat chakra to open. And another simple, very quick and easy practice for you to activate and open your third eye is by simply tapping. So Alex explained that he feels pressure, I think. So if you tap, so you actually tap your third eye to basically wake it up. And when you start to do these practices just daily, just connect to these 3 centers, you'll start realizing that you are going to be able to see in your mind's eye, as well as, you know, the all-seeing eye, and you'll be able to start speaking your truth, and then you'll essentially be able to live in your truth, where you lead from your heart. So I'm so sorry that I missed most of this episode, but there is always a reason for everything. And I really thank you all for such a beautiful experience up until this point. And thank you.
Thank you, Jeneé. I'm so glad you were able to make it back in and share that beautiful wisdom with us. These two, they're the best. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Maybe put in the comments if you've had any chakra blockages, or if you have any practices of your own that would help others. And remember to subscribe, and we will see you next time.